So, hi guys, I'm Shah.
Hi.
This is, Charming Mumma Beauty and my salon. And before we get going and we start running through this, I just want to let you know the fire exit is through that door, and you just make your way down to the courtyard at the end, and the toilet again through that door and then to the right. Today we are here to learn how to paint Christmas nails, but specifically for this unit we're going to be learning how to paint a snowflake. But we're also going to, before the painting of the snowflake, we're going to do a little bit on gel application and how to adhere gel to a nail tip, because as a nail tech you will be using tips all the time for practice.
Okay.
A little bit about me. So I have been a nail tech now for 7 years, but you've heard of this phase. And I've started specialising in nails roughly 4 years ago in gel, and it's primarily because I like painting nail art. If I couldn't paint nail art, I probably wouldn't do it.
You're very good.
Which is why I love it, and I hope you guys love it just as much as I do. And now I'd like you guys to just say your name out to the group, a little bit about yourself, and then we'll carry on.
My name's Daisy and I run a craft supply business with my mum. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lulu and I am Daisy's mum and I also run a craft supply business. Over to you.
And I'm Lauren and I'm a registered veterinarian.
Ooh.
We love it. I love it. It's all different. So before we get going as well, has anybody had any painting experience in the past? Any kind of painting experience?
Canvas? Paper?
Has anybody held a paintbrush since they were at school?
No.
Yes.
Okay, we've got one yes, 2 no's, but this
She's
is
going to
fine.
be good then.
But this is a beginner's course, and literally anyone can do this
Okay.
as a design. So don't panic, and I'll be here to help you work through it as we go. So to help break this down, what we're going to do is we're going to do the gel application first. I will show you how to do it, then you guys will do it. And then I've got this video for you guys to watch, and I've got these PDFs as well that I've printed out with step-by-step instructions.
Okay.
I've also added you all to a WhatsApp group with this video in it, and then after the course, if you have any questions or think of anything and I'm maybe not available and one of you guys remember the answer, then you could send each other a message until such point that I can become available. Also, if anybody loses this, that is on there as well. And lastly, do we have any questions before we get going?
No.
Not that I can think of.
No, we're all good.
I think we're good.
Okay, right, so drink first. Okay, to start with, I'm going to teach you how to, where's my stuff? There we are, would help if we've got that. How to adhere gel to a tip. So tips are shiny. They start off shiny. It's because they're made out of plastic for the most part. Some of them can also be made out of gel, but we're using plastic ones today. So gel will not stick to this. It will for like 10 minutes, but it will then peel off if it's a shiny surface. It's got nothing to grip onto.
Yeah.
So what we've got is these little buff sponges, and we're going to give it a gentle buff, and can you see
Oh, yeah.
that it's going matte?
Takes off the shine.
And it's removing that shiny surface.
Are you supposed to, can you go in all different directions? Are you supposed to go in one direction? I feel like I've been told different advice in the past.
So if you're just doing it on a nail tip, you can just do it in any direction as long as you are not manoeuvring it away from the blue tag, because the last thing you want is it flying off every 2 seconds. So you've got to be a little bit gentle. If you're doing it on a nail, so if I was doing it on my own, then I would start from the edge and then gently around that skin line, and then buff the centre out afterwards, because around the skin line you need to be so delicate, because even though this is quite a low sanding grip, you can still cut somebody with it.
Okay.
So you just need to be careful, especially if somebody's got like diabetic or anything like that. They will bleed really fast, really quick, and they will carry on bleeding throughout the whole service. So the last thing we want is for that to happen.
Okay. Fair.
But for tip purposes, goes down, goes on to one. It doesn't matter. I mean, this guy ain't feeling nothing, so
Excellent.
we're okay. So yeah, that is all matted. So then we're going in.
So we don't need to do the sides or the underneath. It's literally
Just the top.
Okay.
And the sides will naturally be done as you kind of go along with
Okay.
it. It will just yeah, it'll be covered, which that is.
Okay.
I also took the liberty to quickly file the bottom of your tip edges. Usually they end up with a little plastic nubbin just there.
Okay.
So you just use a quick file around the edge to remove that nub. So if you were doing a press-on set for somebody, you would then go in with your tack bonding agent, because then that's really, really, really going to make sure that this adheres beautifully, as well as it possibly can do. However, because we're only using this for nail art purposes, and it's going to live in a box afterwards, it's not going to go anywhere. It'll be fine. Like, there's no point in wasting products if you don't need to. So with your gel polishers, you always want to make sure that they get a bit of a mix up. Sometimes, especially if you're using glitters and other colours and certain pigments, they can be quite heavy, and then they want to sit at the bottom, and then you've got all the lighter liquid on top.
Do you need to warm them up?
Only if you are in, I mean, it's quite a mild day today, and they were outside in a cabin, only if it is that they're like ice cold.
Yeah.
And by warming them up, I mean, underneath the armpit, between legs, sit on them for a little bit, like, you know, just use your body heat to get them to temperature. So we're just going to run that off. Sorry, I just need these for a second because I've left my reading glasses upstairs. So you want to use your finger as a pivot. So I'm going to hold on to the tip with those two, and then I'm going to use this middle finger and my ring finger on the other hand, and that's going to be my anchor to keep me steady.
Hey, I always wondered how you did it.
And then we're just going to scrub in that top layer. You want to make sure that these go in nice and thin.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be so much nicer doing it on a tip, because you can literally, and like on the stick, because you can move it in any direction
Yes.
you want to, whereas when you've got someone's finger.
You can't.
Well, that's the thing. You can turn this bad boy. Yeah, you can turn this bad boy upside down. You can do whatever you want.
You could do that on someone's finger, it might hurt.
This is true.
Well, I'm sure you may have seen my videos in the past. Then we're going to pop it in the lamp, and this technically only needs a 30-second cure. However, certain lamps cure at certain. You should always use a lamp that comes from the company of the gel that you're working with, because it's designed to work with that gel. However, some people don't, and some people will use different multiple gels, and that's okay too. But if that is the case, just whack it in for a 60-second cure, just so you know and I know that it is fully cured the whole way. Because the last thing we want is anything peeling or bubbling or having uncured products.
I've had like a light before at home many moons ago, and would never have even thought to make sure it was the same brand, because of course they want to get, oh yeah, cool. That's very good. Mind blown.
Learning things all the time. Every day's a school day.
60 seconds lasts a long time in the
It's
winter.
literally like, it is watching paint dry.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it? It's yeah, it just feels like it takes an absolute
And that's the
age.
first layer.
That's the first layer. Then we're going in with the second layer, and literally same principle applies. Pop it on the top first. Give it like it's like a shimmy, like a little shimmy shake. Because if you're doing this on somebody's nails, you do that little shimmy shake to kind of push all the product to the top before then gently dragging all of that product down the nail, so you're not making it too thick with gel, because again, if you put too much on, it can undercure. It doesn't want to cure properly, and then you've got problems later. You can also get streaking if you. So, for example, if I go like this, really hard.
Oh yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
Streaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally, it's kind of like feather touching. The lightest touch, and then we drag that down. And then obviously, because I've just streaked this out. What we can do, because a lot of these gels self-level, you can just kind of tip it upside down for a few seconds. Just so that
I was about to ask that question.
Oh, were you?
So can you
Yes.
see now that streak
It's gone, actually.
has gone? Those dips have like virtually gone. Yeah.
That's mind blown.
Yeah. There's your mouth, it's not attractive.
Sorry. Makes so much sense.
Would you like to give those a shake for me, ladies?
Yes.
Thank you.
You can shake that one as
Thanks.
Sometimes when I'm shaking nail varnishes, how do you know it's shaking? Like
These don't
moving
have balls
inside?
in them, do they?
well.
Some of the brands do.
I put magnets in them, so and I have a little magnetic shaker, so I don't have to use my wrists to do this. But you know, when you're first starting out, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
have all the toys.
No.
So I mean, for like 1 minute of quickly handshaking ain't gonna kill you when you first start out, but later on, I'd recommend getting one of those.
Okay. I'm sorry,
Yeah, we
hands.
told us-
Yeah, it's literally it's 1 minute of just that's 1 minute that turns off. That's how long you kind of want to keep it shaking for. Miraculous.
Yes. I wasn't going to say that. I was trying to be sensible.
You sensible.
There you go. You guys can stop.
It's a good arm workout.
And then I'm going in with a flat mat top coat. So when you are doing nail art, so you can do it on this tacky surface. So if I touch this now, it would feel sticky
Mm-hmm.
because people will always say to me, even if with a sticky top coat, I'll be like, oh my god, they're not cured. No, it is cured, but they have like an inhibition layer to them that makes them sticky. Which then, if you're doing certain tricks like putting foil onto a nail,
Yeah.
you kind of need that sticky surface, and
Yeah.
it creates like a tacky inhibition layer, which we then wipe off. When we use a matte top coat, it will then make the surface of the nail, like we did at the base of the nail, it will then make the surface matte after we've wiped it off. And then because we've made the surface matte, it's so much easier to paint nail art because it glides rather than getting feeling like the brush gets stuck in that inhibition layer. It hasn't got an inhibition layer. It's a nice soft matte surface that paint just wants to fly over rather than it feeling like it's constantly getting stuck.
Do you only need to do one matte layer?
One matte layer.
Okay.
Unless you're doing multiple different multi-layered designs, in which case that's something for another day.
That'll be for our next
Yeah, the next class.
And again, if you feel like it's dipped in the wrong place or it's not quite right, just dip it upside down. That's another reason why you see sometimes with nail techs they always ask you to put your finger upside down. It's because it drags all the gel into.
You are the first nail tech I've ever seen do that, and now I know why.
Yeah. It's doing half the work for me.
Love that. Love that.
I mean, I'm good, but sometimes you need a little help.
If you've got a good product, use them.
And again, that's in for a minute.
Yes. So basically, just cure everything for a minute, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Unless it's a foil gel, in which case they're usually 2 minutes. But we're not using foil gel today. But just read the backside products when you get them. Like, doesn't matter what brand you use, they will all be slightly different. And again, what lamp you use makes a difference. So the primary rule is make sure it's in for a minute.
Okay.
When it comes to top coats, don't over cure it if it's a shiny top coat. If you put it in too many times, it'll go dull. So you need to just cure it for the right amount of
We
time.
are learning so much today.
No, because remember the funny machine we had? You used to make me put it in there for, like again and again and again.
I did.
Yeah, and I bet they were.
Ruined them.
And I bet they.
I mean,
weren't
they
as
didn't
shiny.
last.
Yeah.
They peeled off immediately. It was great for 24 hours and that was it.
Right, then we're going to use our cleanser. It's basically just alcohol at this stage, and that is going to remove any tacky surface.
Ooh.
And then, can you see that's magically gone back?
Oh, wow.
That looks really cool.
Without us having to buff it, because if we
Yeah.
buffed on the colour, you can do it like that, but if you buff
Yeah.
on the colour, you're going to make little patches,
Yeah.
and then you're going to have shadows, and we don't want shadows, especially with white. So
Yeah.
that is how we do it. So now it's your guys' turn.
Easy.
So to start off with, we're going to give everything a light little buff.
And is there a side that's better than...
Basically, as long as you're not using that super sleek side,
Yeah.
any is fine with that one.
And you said start at the edge.
Or start anywhere. Start at the edge if you're on an actual nail. Start anywhere.
I've already done the thing you told us not to do, which is take it off of the blue tack.
Oh.
I know, it's going very well.
You've done it again.
I really have.
Right, give me a second. I've got some more blue tack in here.
Sorry, no.
These things are here to test us. Right.
We're all right, aren't we, Lauren?
Right.
We're fine. We're doing it
Right,
gently.
again.
Listen, I'm.
So if that happens,
Yeah.
you maybe need a little bit more or a little bit less, and then you just give it a really good squidge.
Okay.
And then that's pretty solid now.
Okay. Thank you.
I'd like to be teacher's pet and ask if I've done it enough.
So can you see, if you move that around in the lamp, can you see the shiny patches in the centre? So if you put that there, can you...
Oh, I can see now.
Yes.
Cool. So not quite.
I think that was part of my lamp that's falling apart.
Oh no.
Is this, I don't know if
Oh
it's
no, this
important.
happened yesterday. This whole thing like collapsed on me. It was tragic.
Oh. 'Cause I can
Look,
see.
sometimes things need to go wrong in order for you to know how to not do it again. Okay, I think I'm now going to be teacher's pet and have got it right.
Hold on. So that is perfect. There's not one bit of shine on that. How are we doing, Lauren?
Yeah, just got a little bit of the edges, just need to...
So if you're doing the edge,
Yeah,
when you're holding it, if you hold just that bottom bit section, because then
Yeah.
your fingers aren't
or in a way.
in the way, and then we just go down, like that,
Oh, I see.
down the side, because if you go up, you're more likely to knock it off the blue
Yeah,
tack.
okay,
Yeah?
thank you.
It is, it is.
Like I did.
How are we doing, Lulu?
I'm done.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm happy
Have a
with
little
that.
look.
Oh no, I'm not happy, no, don't know.
Oh, that's better.
Right, is everyone finished with their brews? And I'll
Yeah.
get them moved off the table before we start
Yeah,
with the gel.
absolutely.
Almost.
Oh, I'm done, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that.
Yep, I am happy with that too.
Thank you.
Right, then if we just give them a quick wipe with the cleanser
Thank you so
to make sure none of that dust is kicking around.
Okay, are you happy?
Question is, Lauren, are you happy?
Yep, I'm happy with that.
I'm happy.
Yeah,
Always
There was
happy.
just that little tiny bit at the back there. Hold on. There we go. We
Thank
got
you.
it.
Can I ask why they're numbered? Is it just different size nail beds?
Different size nail beds. So I gave
Okay.
you guys the biggest thumbs I could get my hands on, so that you've got a little bit more space for practice.
I think I'd need it if I actually put that on my thumb. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because my thumbs are, I've got really tiny little fingers and tiny hands.
little fingers.
Okay. And
Got you there.
do you normally put this in a waste bin or do you use it
So-
to reuse it again?
Don't reuse it again, but only use one at a time, because you've, with this, I mean, that's money
Yes.
down the drain.
But the bottom one could be used again because I hasn't touched the nail.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, it's all as a nail tech. Like if you use 3 of those every single time you wipe the nail, like you go through your stock 3 times as fast, and then you constantly be replenishing and buying more. Everything we do, we want to try. And again, this is why with the gel and putting it on nice and thin, you are getting more nail sets out of one bottle than you are if you put it on really thick.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going in with the white.
Okay.
So you've all had a little shake prior.
Give
We
it
did.
a shake just to make sure we're all good. I don't know.
Oh, it's very thick.
I think left-handed will be better.
How do you know when you've got enough on your brush? Just you apply it or?
So when I load my brush, I pop it into the pot.
Yeah.
And then I drag one side, and then pretty much what is
Left
on the other side is the right amount.
And sorry, can you remind me which fingers it was that you used to balance the pivot?
Sorry, I need to actually do this because
No, that's okay. No, that's
So-
fair. It would be the
What
same.
to do.
So when I am holding, so I've got this in. So if I'm facing you,
Yeah.
I've got that in my hand, and then I'm using my
Okay.
ring finger and the middle finger
yes.
to pivot.
Got it.
But it's whatever is comfortable for you. I've seen some nail techs and for me they look really cack-handed, but it's, you know, as long as it works for them and they've got a steady hand, then it's what works for you in the end.
And this is the first coat.
This is the first coat, yep. And you just want to make sure that it's even and it's thinly applied.
I think I've gone too thick. Have I?
I really want to do the upside down.
Yeah, we've gone a little bit too thick on the bottom. So what I would do is just make sure, there's no more product left on that.
Yeah.
So if you get your brush from here and then you just gently drag some of that product from the bottom and then bring it back to the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we pulled it down. You know when I told you before about streaking and being a little bit heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had a little bit of that, but we've just feather touched it back up and that's fine.
So that's okay. That can go in.
That can go in,
Yeah.
yep.
Have I gone too thin at the end?
No, you'll be fine because it will be patchy. The first layer will always be patchy in places. The second layer covers
Should
up
be.
all the shames.
Yeah.
We can maybe double team. Yeah.
Sorry, I had a bigger lamp, guys, but
It's fine.
but as with all things, my other lamp it had its last legs. So it's sad times. I've got to buy another one.
Is it like my phone and my laptop?
It is like a laptop, yes. I found that I was starting to have problems with clients and their gel adhering on certain areas, and it was because my lamp was not expired, but it just wasn't working as efficiently as it should. And that's when you know that you need a new one.
Fair enough.
Because these things, they're designed to last a while, but not forever.
Oh, that's literally what you said to me earlier about the laptop.
And they don't have a longevity now.
No, like back in the when you bought a sewing machine back in the day, it would last you like 30 years. So you buy one now, it's like 5.
Yeah.
So I can
Okay,
go, I can go on with second.
And then
can't
second
I?
coat, please, Lauren.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
No, Lauren's winning.
I know.
And then you guys are out.
The good ones may win.
I think you might find it's. And you don't need to shake again once you've shaken.
No, once you've shook it, you're fine. And once it's at the right temperature again, it's fine.
I feel like I've got short fingers. I do like this pivot, but I feel like I'm not getting. Maybe I've got short little stubby fingers.
I mean, I have the tiniest hands ever, but again, it's how you. It's
I think
eventually
if I
how
rest
you.
my arm here, then I have a better.
You like it like that? I'm quite enjoying Charles' method.
My fingers are too short, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
It's because you're craning your hand when you're.
It's good for
So
flexibility.
you're craning like that, kind of like karate crane. Whereas if I'm holding it, like with the pivot, hold on. So you're pulling your whole hand back like this to do it. So you want to be pulling. You lift your arm up, and you're using, like you're pulling it down.
Yeah.
So you're moving. You're not keeping really stiff. You're kind of moving that finger, but just using it as an anchor to keep you nice and still.
Okay, I've given myself something interesting here, like I feel like you can see where.
Hold on 1 second.
That's okay. I feel like you can see where my brush has or hasn't been, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So that's a little bit too thin,
Okay, too thin.
and
Okay.
I would just put a little bit more on.
Thank you kindly.
Hold on a sec, Lily, I've not got my reading glasses. I've left them upstairs, which is a rookie mistake. So, Lily, that's pretty much perfect, yeah? Let's get that good bad boy in. How are we doing, Lauren?
I'm not entirely sure. I think I've gone too thick again, have I?
Yes, so we've just gone a little bit too thick again here at the
Right,
base,
so-
but we're a little bit too thin there. So if you drag that back, and then you'll be fine.
Okay.
Make nail techs out, you guys, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like your nails, Daisy.
I do too. My nail tech's very good. Yeah, I recommend her actually.
Oh, Lily, I think you've already
I
commented
know,
on
I
this.
have.
So I was like, I just have to have
Oh yes,
those
okay.
next
I'm
time.
going to have those next time.
They are really
So-
cute, aren't they?
Really cute.
When you're finished with your bottles, just make sure they're
Yes,
always,
I
the
told
lids are
Daisy
always
last
on. Don't leave your bottles on the side with the lids not on. Just because if you accidentally knocked it, again, spilling
It's
money,
wastage.
it's wasted money.
Okay. I feel like that's still not perfect, but Is it too thick now?
No, that'll be fine
Beautiful.
because a top coat can hide a multitude of sins.
Love that. Thank you.
Okay, and then pop that in.
That was good timing
This
actually.
is done, Lulu.
And then I'm now on my bad boy top coat
You're on
of
your-
my.
Bad boy top coat. Yes.
Here
I'm
we go.
not doing this very well. I think it's now put it the other way. So I've gone too thick now. It's a bit. This is terrible. It's not going very well at all.
No,
It's
it's
actually
fine. So, again, it's a very light touch. I'm just going to drag some of that.
It's been the longest time since I've made my nails.
I know.
There we go. Can you see
That's better.
now that that has come
It's a
out?
bit too heavy, maybe.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah, do you like these?
it's like feather in it, just down the nail. And again, that little bit on that side there. If we just do it upside down, it will.
Really cute.
There we are. Can you see that side's now?
Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Yeah.
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 This side is still a little bit rough, but once we put the matte top coat on, it's
Okay.
thicker and it will hide anything.
Yours is done, so I can then put mine in.
We'll do those fancy.
Are you happy with my mat?
That is
Can I use your one?
perfect.
You may.
Thank you kindly.
I've got one for you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm excited about this. I have to tell you, Shah, I even
Oh,
did some
no.
research last night on snowflakes in case you were making us do them freehand.
No.
No, I did. I went online and I looked at different snowflakes. I was very excited about coming.
I love that you're excited.
I am.
I need to wipe a little bit. Yes, well, I mean, online is so we can go over that now. Online is perfect for ideas like Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, Reels, people kind of showing, I mean, you guys have seen my work online. I often show little snippets of how to,
You do.
like,
It's really helpful.
yeah, how to do simple nail art and how to do this and how to do that. It's,
With the mat, do you have to shake it, or is it okay to
no,
just, okay.
the top coats are fine just to crack
just to
on.
crack on?
Yep.
Okay.
Now I use my one I didn't use. That was my old one. This is the one I can use now.
So I'd give it another, just a little dab. So with this one, don't push it all the way down, just a tiny bit, because that is
Stopping. So
stopping.
if I do that, then Daisy can have the other one.
I'd say that they're a bit too wet.
Okay.
So so you kind of just want it so it's in the centre. So
Okay.
and then it's spreading itself out, and that's the right amount to use.
Okay.
Is the matte coat okay? I haven't.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can always tell if the top coat's gone on really well because can you see that shine is just shiny and it's a straight line, like
Okay.
all the way across.
Okay.
That's what we want to see from a top coat.
Cool.
Oh my gosh,
So you
this is
happy with that one as
exciting.
well?
Look at those.
It's like magic. And you don't have to rub very hard.
No, just literally wipe it very gently.
So no, you're fine, don't worry.
I
Everybody.
missed a bit.
So no, again, this side, which is the side that we were working with before, that we got perfected, is great. Can you see the shine line goes
Yeah.
a little bit from there to there? It stays
Yeah.
perfectly straight, but when you move it around, it then
Just that bit there.
that
isn't
bit
it? Yeah.
there then starts going a little bit. If you find you're running out of gel in the bottom of the bottle as well, just tip it to one side. So we're just going to add a little bit more to that side. Tip it upside down.
I'm really into the upside down.
The upside down land.
It is.
And there we go, that's fixed.
Oh, I see.
That.
So it's just that there's a bit of a.
It's just a little bit of a dip
Yeah.
on one side because the gel has been applied slightly thicker on one side
Then the other.
and then the other.
Okay, so
But over
that's
time,
how
you get used to, like even now, I might find a gel that it just doesn't want to apply very well. Pastels and whites are usually one of the hardest ones because
Yeah.
they're really hard to move and shift.
Mm.
If you've got gels that have got shimmers and other things in them, they move like butter and it's great. But it can, certain things can be quite difficult to move around, and white is notorious. But white is something that everybody wants at Christmas with snowflakes, so
Yeah.
it's always good to
To know.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Cool.
I'm just going to wait for Lauren to be able to wipe off her, and then we can start with these snowflakes.
Beautiful.
while you guys are watching the video, I'm super tempted to go and quickly run and grab my reading glasses.
You can.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. We don't
So
mind.
that I can see what I'm doing a little bit better.
Yeah, do it.
So I will, because I usually have reading glasses and magnifying glasses. So this is another top trip. Like when I first started, nobody told me about reading glasses, and I thought I just couldn't see very well. And I was like, why can everybody get it so close? And it goes blurry for me because I'm long distance. I can't see.
I see.
So then I moved over to reading glasses, and they've been great for a few years. But before that, I had these little magnifying glasses. But now, when I'm doing really fine close-up work, I like to wear my reading glasses and these
Wow.
because then I can see everything
Very
perfectly and clearly. But some people have got 20/20 vision and don't have this problem. So
It's not me. It's you.
No,
Right.
it's not me.
No, I've got your
I
podcast
am
on.
going to press play on this. Would press play on this. Hold on a second. There we are.
In the centre, followed by 2 small.
We have technical difficulties.
always
We'll be
happens.
right back with you.
To begin your snowflake, start with 1 large
Can everyone
dot in the
see?
centre,
Yes.
followed by 2 smaller dots leading out from it. Repeat the process 3 times. Then use your liner brush and gently drag the gel from the centre through the other dots. This will then create the main structure of your snowflake. You now have the option to cure for 60 seconds or carry on. Next, we want to place 4 smaller dots in a square shape in between the lines we have already made. Load your brush with product and then going from the centre, gently drag the brush through the dots. After completing that, we've made a standard snowflake. Now for an added extra, you can place teeny tiny dots on the tips of all the lines that you have created. And hey presto, you're all finished.
Gorgeous.
Whoa.
So you guys have access to this at any time, so you will
Okay.
always be able to look back at this video and then just keep practicing.
Okay. Snowflakes for days.
Yes.
Right, so Mr. Duck, you can hold on to my regular glasses. Thank you for this, by the way. Part of being prepared, or ill-prepared as they say, there's always something you forget.
Too much to remember.
Right, so again, with the gel, you give this a wee shake. You're all going to have the same blue to work with.
Cool.
Steaming up now, right outside. Now, this is going to be weird, but I am not used to not wearing gloves. Like, I wear gloves all the time when I'm working, regardless of if I'm painting tips or a client or myself or anything. One of my the hand that is working has always got a glove on it. So I find it hard now to work without, because the traction, it's the texture's different.
Does it give you a bit more grip?
Yes and no. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. When you've got cuticle oil or any kind of oil on your finger, and then you're trying to then wipe, it has very, very, very little grip. So when we get going, we'll put some of this on each of your guys, and then we'll and then we'll carry on. So if we want to refer to this. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then, Lauren, can you see okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to manoeuvre this so I've got some light for a second while we work. Right. Keep that there so everyone can see. Can everyone see? Because again, I work like this.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to then work upside down, but we're going to make it work. I'm just going to lean forward a little bit. So we're going to go with the centre dot. I mean, centred point, you just want to pretend that this is a square, north, south, east, west, and then work out where the middle section is. Then you want to dip into the gel polish, remove a little bit so that it's not as big as the centerpiece, place a dot, and then place a dot underneath it. And can you see it got a little bit smaller sequentially because you're removing gel each time you make a dot.
Okay.
So if I was to do this on here, if we go dot, 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 dot,
Ooh.
dot, can you see it gradually gets
Yes.
smaller?
Yeah.
Because there's not as much product on your dotting tool.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All these silly
So if you want all dots to be the same size, then you need to keep dipping in each time.
Okay.
Or if you want all dots to be that second size, you need to get rid of one
And then.
and then dip. Get rid of one and then dip. And then can you see they're identical?
Yeah.
Huh. Look at that.
Okay. So then we're gonna, again, almost didn't dip then. Now I felt like that wasn't quite enough, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. And it's okay if you need to add a little bit more. Snowflakes aren't
Well, they're not
perfect.
perfect anyway.
Now, because you're using tips, turn it upside down.
Okay.
Don't make it hard on yourself, yeah?
I'm going to feel bad about the last time I asked you for a snowflake now and my finger didn't go upside down.
And then again, I'm sorry if you guys couldn't see that
No.
bit just perfectly. It's just how I work.
No, it's fine.
So now we've got our main guy.
Ah, you do put a bit of paint on it.
Then you need to load your brush up. So what we're going to do is just make sure that it's kind of got gel all over it, and then we're just going to drag it out a little bit, do a few little lines. You guys have got all your palettes next to you that you're going to do that on. And then we're going to stay nice and still, and we're just going to drag that through. And you want to get a lighter touch as you keep going, because then it creates this nice pointed effect at the end.
Oh my goodness, I know.
Okay.
No pressure. Hey, no pressure.
Oh my goodness. It's such a tiny line.
I know.
How?
I'd like a nail that size.
Again, it's all about pressure. I'll show you on the mat in a second. So can you see that that's got a little bit of a lighter colour? And it's because there's not as much gel. So I'm just going to gently go back over the top
Okay.
to then even it out to
Oh,
make it the
look
same
so
colour.
easy.
That's what I was just thinking.
Well, yeah. Oh.
Oh, she makes it look so.
Might do a curve.
Simple.
Snowflake waxed.
No, it's fine. Like, I mean, can you see I've gone slightly higher up on that side? But again, it's a snowflake. Like, it's going to be on someone's hands, and it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It doesn't. When I first started doing them, I couldn't. I used stamps instead. Right, I'm just going to turn this because I know where we're at. So we're on our next page. Okay, so at this stage, if you're happy with your cross, you can just cure it. So it's done.
Do you recommend us curing it?
It depends on how you feel about it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on how. If I feel like it's going well and I've got through it pretty quick, then I will then just be like, we'll carry on. So if I feel like I might mess it up, just get it in the lab.
Okay.
Cure the woman saying, at least you know this is fine.
Yes.
And it's not going anywhere.
Yes, that would be my fear.
Yeah. So when we come to the next dots, again, we want them slightly smaller. And I'm picturing a square.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. So if you notice, that first time round I just did one dot, second time round I dotted it twice, just to add a little bit more product so that it's the same size as that first dot.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we're just going to drag this through. And it doesn't matter if these ones are slightly lighter, because then it makes the centre look really prominent and then the sides then look a little bit lighter. If we were using gel paint or buttercream, it wouldn't go as like see-through.
Okay.
And then finally, just looking at all you guys dotting tools, that'll be fine. If you have time at the end, we're just going to start with the big ones first. A little dot just at the end, and can you see that creates a bit more dimension to it? It just adds a little finishing touch, and then add some little tiny ones.
Oh gosh, you make it look so easy.
That's so
So the
tiny.
second set of lines that you've done, you wanted to go those a bit shorter than the first set, are you? To
Yes,
make it like
so it's like a cross, you're thinking of a,
yeah, and then you go
like-
like slightly smaller.
yeah, and then
further away.
slightly smaller the other way.
Yeah.
You don't want them extending all the way to the, if you extended it all the way to the edge, you won't be able to put dots on.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
fine.
gosh,
Yeah,
that
makes
is
sense.
lovely.
And then we're just going to pop that in there.
Awesome.
And then at this stage, you can go in with a matte top coat, you can go in with a super shiny top coat, or anything along those lines. So, are we ready to try?
Totally.
So again, though, just really quickly with the brush, if you have your product, if you don't go really like, that's me being super gentle. This is me being like what I was doing with the snowflake. This is me if I'm heavy-handed. Can you see the
That
width?
will be me.
The width difference.
Yeah.
Now again, it's a snowflake.
Mhm.
It doesn't. If you can just get lighter towards the end, towards this section, it doesn't matter if that bit's a little bit on the heavy side.
Okay.
Just make sure that you are kind of
Towards the end.
you are bringing it up,
Yeah.
so it's almost like a flick towards the end.
Okay.
Okay, right. So everyone want to pass me their palettes? Not next to the lamp.
Oh,
You'll
cool.
cure it.
I don't want it cured. It'll be hard to get on the nail. Then.
Yes. It would be very hard for me to get it off my palette.
Oh yeah, no, we don't want that either.
No. And then each of you have got a dotting tool.
I like these palettes, they're cute. aren't they?
Yeah. I like this colour. Is there a particular dotting end you would like? Have we all got slightly different?
Yeah, I
Now-
was just going to ask because we've got a big end and a little end.
Yeah.
Now the big end you can use for your centre, and then you can use your little end for everything else.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what was going to be my next question.
Yeah. So
Would
I
it-
don't
would that
have.
be okay?
I
didn't-
don't have that luxury either. I have two
No, you
swords.
do.
No,
Oh,
not
no,
massively.
that one is smaller than that one, so
Yeah.
I'd go with that one
Yeah.
first, and then if you find that you want your middle section to be slightly bigger, then
Just put a bit more on.
if you, so mine's quite small, I just put the gel on and then place the dot down and then kind of give it a little bit of a
Yeah, a wiggle.
circle shape and a wiggle.
Right, the dots I'm here for, I'm really nervous about the lines. I feel like that's going to be the bit that messes it up. A question.
Oh,
Sorry, do you want us to do the next dots? Are we ready?
Yeah. This is you guys, like, I mean, you've got your sheets here.
Okay.
Just follow what your sheets
Yes,
say,
thank
and
you.
then if you've got any questions, then come in and ask.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of leave, I'm just going to watch, I'm going to leave you guys to this part, and again,
Goodness me.
just hold it in the way that you find is more comfortable for you.
So it's just.
So
Okay.
then we're going with the two dots on above it. Perfect, Lauren? Perfect.
Look at that, so cute.
And breathe.
I feel like I need to. I'm like this, so close to it, but I don't want to lift it up because I'll wobble.
Okay. I'm a little bit skew whiff, but I'm okay with it. When I'm then putting this one down to pick up the thin one, do you just, it sounds really silly, you just,
Yeah, just pop it
Cool.
on the side, you'll be fine. Because we're a dotting tool,
okay.
it's because it's not touching the desk on either side, so you're fine.
Okay, gotcha.
With brushes, I
I know
have.
it's a bit wonky, but it's a snowflake. We're okay. It's fine. Do I need to go a bit?
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, me and you did the same thing. And again, it's fine. It just means that when you put your next dots on, they'll be again at a slightly different angle, and
Yes.
because it can be a snowflake on an angle. It's not a problem. This is your first one, guys. Like, you know.
Okay, so I've done that. So lightly drag. So you said we need to get gel on this, don't we?
Yeah,
To paint
So
on
then
that.
you want to load your brush up. So all the way through. Keep going.
Like that.
Yep.
All the way.
There you go.
And
And then just do a couple of practice lines to work out how light to go with it.
He's wobbling now.
You need a little bit more gel there, darling, I think. Hold on, give me 1 sec. So if you find that again it's going quite thin, just add a little bit more gel to
Okay.
your palette.
Okay.
Oh, that's how I need
Right,
to do it.
so
Like
I've done
that.
that bit.
So
Right,
then you go.
okay. I'm going on the dot page. I'll put it the right way.
Oh, no.
The other thing with gloves, guys, later on is when you guys do this on clients, I would always recommend just wearing gloves
Yeah.
because you're not getting product on you. You're keeping your hands nice and safe. You don't know whether or not somebody may have a contraindication on their hand that you haven't seen straight away.
Yeah, that's true.
Pointy bits at the end, honestly. I don't know how you.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, light is my best friend, hence why I've got 2 lamps usually when I'm working. I always used to have one and then I've just found it wasn't enough.
Okay, happy with that. Can I just check that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going, Lulu, keep going. Yeah, baby, she's doing it. She's Lulu.
Okay, I messed the bottom bit up, but the others had a bit of. I think I had a bit of like a bit of this was out. As
Okay,
I,
so
like, dragged it down.
If that happens, what we do is just grab a little bit of cleanser and
I
gently.
really thought I was going to kill in between, but I'm just going for it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
see.
the
So you
same.
just clean it up a little
Yep,
bit.
just
yeah.
clean it up a little tiny bit and then
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
Then you can either cure it if you feel nervous about it, or you can go straight in with the next lots of dots. It's up to you. There is no right or wrong answer. If you are going to cure it, I would just recommend putting a little bit more gel in the centre
Oh, I'm so happy with
Okay.
when you do the next bit, because then you're going to drag the gel
Drag,
from the
yeah,
centre.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might just be on the safe
Yeah,
side just because.
But, I mean, when I first started out, I used to like part cure things all the
that. I
time.
am so happy with mine.
Yay! Right, I would recommend now putting that in the lamp and then doing your tiny dots on the edges afterwards, because they're not touching it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
That's
happy with
super
that.
cute, mate. Super cute.
Oh,
This artistic talent over here.
Yeah,
but my
look-
hand is...
I know. The concentration is real.
And obviously, when you guys are first starting out, posture, I will
know.
say.
Relax
like,
your
like,
shoulders.
it's like all of you are like this, and a nail tech's worse.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I've
I'm
already got shoulder ache.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always saying like my this is why I sit on the saddle stool, and when I've got clients, I always make sure I'm slightly lower down and their hands are slightly higher up so that they're sort of
A bit
in
more eye
line
level, yeah.
rather
That's
than
really sensible.
rather than working like this all the time, because it will hurt your back.
That is lovely.
Oh, it's so cute.
Health and safety, people. How are we feeling?
I'm really happy, and I just need Lulu's to get out
No,
so I can put my.
you can pop yours in as well. Pop yours in as well.
So now we do. I've done that.
Mum, that is
Just
really
double
good.
checking.
That's a
Oh,
very
that's
good
great.
dots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we drag it again. But you told me put another one in the middle. Didn't you?
Put a little bit more in the middle, because then when you're dragging those lines out after
Yeah.
you've part cured.
I have seen the detailed art that you do. How on this planet do you do your lines so thin?
Do you want to see something that I did
I really
yesterday?
do.
I did a
How?
Jigglypuff.
No, stop.
Yeah,
A Jigglypuff?
It was really
I need to take a
cute.
picture for the girls.
Can't get it open.
Oh, how? How do you do that?
Oh, look at
I
that.
really-
So cute.
That is adorable.
So
But look at the
lovely.
Yeah,
detail.
Jigglypuff and a Mew.
Can I please take a picture later for the girls to see?
I'll send you over all the ones that I'm designing at the minute, so
Excellent.
that the girls can see them.
They honestly, Poppy and Ruby are gonna lose their minds over that. That is so cool. That
I am
is
so
cool.
happy.
Right, Lulu, I'd say yours is done. And
Mum
yours
is pretty
yours
much.
Oh,
Look,
right,
Mum,
For
honestly, that
Lulu,
is beautiful.
that's amazing for
Right.
me.
Lulu, you've not put your dots on yet. So
Yeah.
do you want to? You can either keep it the way it is, or you can have
Oh,
those
no dots.
added extra dots
No
on
dots.
the end.
I am running out of...
Oh, yeah, I can get you some more.
Thank you.
if I were to mess up my dot, oh, okay, I've got two questions. One, if I mess up the dots now, am I able to wipe the surface
Yes.
because we've cured it?
Yeah.
Okay, and the second question is, do the dots want to be touching the tips or just away from
Doesn't
them?
really
It doesn't matter. They can be touching or just away. So this was one that one they are touching. This one I did. They're just away. Like you mix it up as you go along.
Okay, cool.
It's what your personal preference is.
Are you happy with yours?
Well, it's a bit on the ski whiff side, but we'll.
Oh, no.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah, but it's a
weird.
snowflake falling down, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's like it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be
They don't need
straight.
to be perfect.
Over time, you'll work proportions out and know where to put,
Yeah.
put it immediately, and know exactly how to. When I first started doing lines, they were like always like this, and I couldn't get them completely straight.
Yeah.
But it's practice with the brush. It's practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
That is all it is. Like you will gradually get better the more you practice.
Yeah.
You know, I looked at I did a cartoon nail 6 years ago, and I looked at that to what I'm doing now, and the difference is astronomical in comparison. But you know, every time I've got any time in between clients, any time I've got extra time to practice, I am in here practicing, and that is the only way you get better.
I am so happy with that.
She's a little
Oh, this
Lulu.
is so exciting.
Amazing. That is top notch, Lulu. Top notch. Right, put that in.
My turn.
You both in?
I think we're both in.
Final cure?
Mum, honestly, that looks fabulous.
This isn't quite in. I could have actually kept hers out.
Okay, ladies, do you want to just wipe your palettes down? Make sure we're nice and clean. With the
Not too
brushes, we do not put cleanser on brushes.
Oh.
So you hold your brush and the wipe, and then you just run it through that wipe through your fingers a couple of times, trying not to display the brush. How are we doing, darling?
Just put it in with my dots on. Done my final dots.
Love it.
Yay.
So
So,
that's that, and
sorry.
then we.
oh, what?
Plop.
Which button do I push to?
Oh.
Sorry, just
There we are.
But this one, these we can.
Those ones you use a
Okay.
cleanser, and then we get those ones nice and clean.
Could we have some?
Where's the black one gone?
Where the,
Oh, there it is. Sorry, it's because we were
Okay.
we were learning how
We
much
were.
to press. There you go.
So,
So-
sorry, I missed that. Was the thing? What
So,
do you do that?
we're-
Just a,
You hold your lint wipe
yeah.
like this, and then you have it creased, and then you run your brush.
Just run the brush through it.
Yeah, so you hold it relatively tight, and then just run. Yeah, and then just keep doing that until you start seeing it like coming
No.
away.
Okay.
ones we haven't used.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because it comes up.
Okay, I've dropped my dot until then. Oh,
So-
it's like to you, Lulu, I think. Oh, thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Oh,
right,
they're finished!
last bit, guys. Right, would everybody like a little bit of...
Did you clean your palette?
I clean my palette, I clean my brush, I clean my notebook.
And then you do the same with this cleaning stuff on, do you? And the knobby thing.
Say again?
So this, I can put some of that
Yeah,
on.
and then you just put some cleanser on and then just give it a wipe.
Just give it a wipe, okay.
Oh, Mum, that looks absolutely fabulous.
I don't want to put the shine, I mean I know you need to cover it, but I'm sort of so happy with it.
Yes, but it honestly, it embellishes it.
Yeah.
So you can either go shiny or you can go matte, whichever is your preference.
Oh, you know me. Guess what I'm going to have?
Shiny!
Yeah, shiny, shiny.
Shiny,
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
shiny.
I'm a bit nervous to do it.
I know I am too.
I don't shake it.
Them as well.
Don't shake it.
Don't shake top coats.
Okay, noted.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to wait for Lulu just to top coat because I've only got the 2 bottles of top coat.
And
at
do
the
I
minute.
start at the top and go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just in the same way that you were applying that matte top coat earlier, we are applying this top coat in exactly the same way.
How can you? So obviously, I know it's still like shiny and stuff, but because I put the extra dot in the middle, are we 100% sure after curing it twice that it's not
Oh,
going to
yeah,
spray? That's fine.
That's absolutely fine,
I
don't
was
worry.
panicked with it.
Yeah,
like,
no, because
it's
you
spraying.
put that extra gel in the middle, and then
Yeah.
you did your dots, and then you cured it for the
Yeah.
full minute. It won't shift.
Yeah.
It's not like nail polish. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Closed
That's
it for
that
you.
one. Thank you.
Pass it
Okay.
on.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm very.
And then turn back up, Lily. If you leave it on too long, it might.
It'll come off again.
Yep. And then what we're looking for is just kind of giving it a whiz just to make sure that. Can you see that?
Oh
the
yes, I
stripe-
can see where I've done it too long.
So
It's gone to the bottom.
yeah, you've not applied.
Yeah. So I just need a bit of
Down
basis.
here?
Yeah.
So hold on 1 second. So let's just.
Oh, maybe I wasn't putting enough on. I was a bit nervous about putting
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much
So
on.
I mean, no, with top coat, you actually put on a fair bit.
Oh, okay.
So top coats are always go on a bit thicker. So can you see that's completely
Yes,
covered
I
that
can
now?
see that now. I was nervous about putting too much on.
Right, we're just going to pop that in.
Is this one okay as well? And I could join her.
Close the lid up properly.
You're in. There's a tiny little dip there.
Yeah.
And we can grab the top coat and then we can just fill that little bit of a dip.
Cute.
So all I would do is just grab the top coat, give it a little zhuzh.
Yeah.
Pull it down a little bit. And there's a hair in it.
Yes, I was trying to get a hair out earlier. That might be why I made a dip.
There we are. That's gone now.
It's actually on the brush now, Charlotte, so don't put it back in.
I won't.
I can see it.
Right, and then we're just going to run that and yeah, that'll be fine. Right,
Beautiful.
we'll pop that in. Whoop.
I can imagine trying to say do like.
So I'm just going to part cure that for a second,
Thank
and
you.
then that's sealed that top coat now, but then we'll put it in for a full cure
Cool.
rather than over curing it.
Got it.
So if you put it in for just a few seconds in a lamp, it will partially cure.
Here you go, Lily. That's yours.
okay.
Thank you.
I think that looks fabulous.
Then I then get it off, don't I, the sticky
You
stuff.
wait for me. So where we put some dots.
Happy with that.
So we're just a bit thin.
I should
No,
have
no,
further
just
down.
can you see it's got
That
some
would
dips?
be my only.
Oh,
Where the
yeah.
dots
I
are,
wish.
what
Yeah,
we'll
then
do
mine
is we
would
just
be
add a
all
little
dots
bit
on
more
the
to
edges,
it.
whereas
okay,
mine
so
are
then
just
just
on
get
top of
smooth.
it.
If
I
we
think
add a
I
little bit
prefer it.
more,
Oh,
can
I
you
see.
see
I
that
see.
now that's gone
Yeah.
nice and straight all
Yeah.
over? Right, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Let's
Okay.
get that in.
Just need a little bit more.
Just needed a little bit
Okay,
more.
okay.
Yeah, all of you were being so careful with the top coat, but the top coat is the one thing that you can kind of be a little bit overzealous
We
with.
know now. And now do we do a take it off again?
So you leave it to cool for 60 seconds, and then we wipe, and then we're done.
Okay.
So
Cool.
excited.
Right, guys. So this is, I suppose, feedback time. How are we feeling? How you all looked nervous to start off with.
We were.
Did we then feel like you
Yeah.
could do it? You've
Yeah.
done it. You've all
Yeah.
done it. Like you
Yeah.
all produced a
Like
snowflake.
you said, like more practice, you're gonna get it better.
The
yeah.
angle's better, and,
Yeah,
and knowing
yeah.
the lightness of the brush
Yeah.
and how much gel.
Yes.
Like
That's
it's your
it.
three things. It's practice, knowing how heavy to put gel on,
Yeah.
and how heavy-handed you can be with yourself, and then it's just time more than anything
Yeah.
else.
But your teaching was wonderful because it was
yeah.
really helpful and you were very clear about how much.
Well, all of you didn't think you could do this today,
No,
and
I
all
didn't.
of
It's
you
true.
have come out today with a
I
perfect
like-
snowflake.
I
You've
like
made
the
it.
way that we've done it. So, like, you show us like the first bit, and then we do it, and then show us it. Because some people teach you, and they're like,
And they do
just
the whole thing in
and then you're
one,
like,
yeah.
and then I can't remember what you said to start with. At least
like
it's
how you've broken
we've
it
done-
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've done it step by
And
step.
actually having
which
the crib
makes it easier.
sheet was actually really helpful to know exactly where we were and how to do it. So if you were helping Lauren on one bit, I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing this.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
Rather
Very
than
helpful.
feeling like you're stuck and you need to be able
Yeah.
to.
I put my hand up like this.
I want to put this on my hand now.
So, Daisy, if you want to use the cleanser and then wipe yours,
Thank you.
and same with yours now, Lauren.
Okay.
And
There you go.
we've got about a minute left, and you'll be able to see it in all its shiny glory. So you
This is a
kind
dead
of, when
one.
it comes with to shine, you kind of want to hear
Oh, I didn't know that.
that squeak on your top coat. You got kind of got to be a bit firm with it. There we go. We've got.
Oh, I couldn't hear the squeak. So
Yeah,
yes.
I've got squeak spray.
There we go. That squeak just started happening. When you hear that squeak, it means that all that inhibition layer's gone,
Okay, cool.
and it's just the shiny surface that's left.
Cool.
And then what you're left is a super shiny. Oh.
It's like going to school, show and
I know.
tell.
Come on, Lauren, let's have a look.
Lauren, aren't they all so different?
Oh.
Yeah,
and
and
a bit
that's.
of a wonky side.
No, mine is
No.
Hold on,
Yeah.
shall we pop everybody's on here and then we can.
Oh
we
no,
can
if
all
we compare it
see.
to the professional.
Oh,
No,
no.
no, because the professional, to be honest,
Oh, I love that.
I mean, mine looks pretty much exactly the same as your guys because,
Looks awesome.
yeah, that's just what
And
we
it's
were
really
trying to
interesting
do.
because I'm normally very heavy-handed, and yet I've probably
You-
gone the
you-
lightest.
Yeah.
You've got the
Yeah.
lightest touch out of all of us, yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Because
Yeah,
I
it's very
would say I'm
unlike you.
yeah.
And this is what I mean. It's different methods, different effects. Like you made a really skinny little snowflake. Mine's more in the middle section.
I've gone
And
chunker.
in parts, but not in other parts. You made sure your side edges were nice and thin, and the same with you, Lauren. You made sure your sides were thin.
Yeah.
Oh, again, I can just delete that bit. But this is
That's
amazing,
fantastic.
and I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming today, guys.
Absolutely.
Pleasure.
Fine.
Pleasure.
Do you need us again?
Yes, do you need us for the next stage? Yeah. Excuse me, I want the next one now.
I'm ready for foil art.
Right, well,
Yeah.